Hey team, thanks for joining me again. I have my mate Jack here. Jack's had a very unfortunate incident and I don't know, he's fallen over, let's call it. He has significant pain to his mid-shaft femur, has deformity, swelling, and the right leg is shorter than the left. We're very, very clever, and we've decided that my mate Jack here has a fractured mid-shaft femur. So we're going to pop a CT6 splint on him. We've done all our assessments, we've given him some pain relief. Jack's floating at the moment, which is great. It's time for us to do our CT6. So, open him up and pull him out. There's my groin strap. I'll show you that in a moment. CT6, and Fred, you can just hold that for me. So, undoing this. Now, it should undo reasonably easy, but there is Velcro involved, so sometimes it gets a bit stuck. But what you should be able to do is unwrap everything and do that. And slowly but surely it makes its way in, which is done. And that's your CT6 splint. So what we need to do is we need to measure this up on his good leg. The concept of using the CT6 and pulling the leg out is that we get the fractured leg to the same length as the good leg. So the good leg is our measuring stick. From the back side here, or the bottom side, what we want to do is we want to give ourselves adjustment of either 30 centimetres or 300 mil or a foot, whichever way you want to talk, from the bottom of his foot to the top of the adjustment strap. That's about the distance you want there. Coming up this side, the groin strap's going to finish around about here, so you need to pull these up, and I've taken 2 down to have that at the right length. So that's about our right length there. So for the time being, I'm just going to pop this aside, and Fred's going to hang on to that for me. Cheers, Fred. Now, Fred's not very useful. What I would normally do before I did this is I would have someone pulling traction on the leg. I don't have anyone to do that, so I'm just going to pop the splint on. So, groin strap. Easier to use the natural hollows of the leg to actually pull it under, so you're not moving the patient around too much. Get it up as high as you can. Make sure if you're doing this to a boy, you don't take any prisoners. Strap on. You have your little, I don't know what we want to call that, but the CT6 goes into the end cap there. So that needs to sit around like that, and you can tighten here as you require. So that's the groin strap in place. Right. Back to my CT6. Now, what I would normally do is have someone helping me out. I don't have that, so I'm just going to sit that along the side there, and we're going to get this foot strap on. Now, the foot strap can be a little bit of a challenge. Again, with all the Velcro and all that, it doesn't particularly help. But this part here is where the heel goes. So let me show you this. Hold it out like this. And pop underneath. So this strap goes around the ankle. Tighten that in. And you can see how the heel's nicely in there. Right. Now this is just a little bit of foam to make it not so hurty. That's my technical word, hurty. Technical word for the day. This goes over the top. This is a Velcro strap. Velcro over the top, and then you Velcro that down as well. Come back around to the foot here and make sure that that is adjusted right to the bottom of the heel. All right, and now you have our ankle strap in place. Back to the CT6. This needs to go into the top cap, and there it is. Okay, from this moment now we need to adjust up our straps. So we have a mid-shaft fracture. I want one strap above the fracture, one strap below the fracture. I'm going to have this strap below the knee, and I'm going to have this strap halfway between that strap and the ankle strap. Now Again, use the natural hollows of the leg to pull these through so that you're not actually moving the leg at all. Just remember there's a fracture there and that's going to hurt. So I'm just going to sit all the straps in place to start with, and then we'll do them up. Okay. Righto. So, number one, above the fracture, so that's the top one. You will need to readjust these. Below the fracture and above the knee if you can. Okay, below the knee and halfway in between. Excellent. Righto. Now it's time to pull the tension. So what I'm going to do, you can see this rope here. I'm going to pull onto that. Now this is a 4-to-1 pulley system, which means if I pull 10 kilos of force, there's going to be 40 kilos of force against the leg. So just make sure that you're careful and you have some landmarks. We want to pull this to the same length that the good leg is. What we don't want to do is rip the leg out. Now, if you all can appreciate the fact that you can, especially those of you who have been to a gym, if you can deadlift 100 kilos, then you can put 400 kilos of force against this. So just don't get too excited when you're pulling on this. Right, now, so we're going to pull some tension. I'll just get you to come around this side so you can see the rod as I pull tension on. Because what's going to happen is everything, including the groin strap, is going to bed into place. So I'm going to start pulling, and you can see the CT6 up the top here. It's starting to pull in, the groin strap's into place, and as I pull it a little bit more, I've got all the tension that I need. So just duck around here. And you can see the little V block in here with my rope. So what I do there is I just pull that up like that. And that just holds everything in place. My job now is to now come back and re-tension everything. I've done this the wrong way around. Should always start above the fracture below. And just put more tension on everything. Make sure that this is all in place. Then come back, check to see if I have a pedal pulse. At this point, I may decide to put more tension on, so I pop some more tension on, then crack that back on. Now, if I'm happy where that is, it'd be a good idea to tie this off. Now, you can just do a half hitch if you want. I'll let you work out how you want to do your own knots, but you can just do a half hitch on that to tie it off. Obviously, because this is a mannequin and we're going to reuse this, I'm not really doing the knots, tight knots that are going to, that I can undo easily. Distal pulse, we're done. CT6.